Do you find there any things that you're doing now towards the latter end of the process when it comes to wrapping up and finishing tracks? Because I feel like a place where people commonly get stuck is towards the end. And oftentimes they'll bring like projects to sessions where they're like, it's cool. Like you can listen to it and be like, that sounds objectively cool. But as a song, it's missing that last like 5%, the mysterious 5% as everybody calls it, but nobody knows like how to overcome it. What little ways have you found to like take that tune over the finish line?
Honestly, more often than not, mud pies. Like just mud pies, the master, and like then it just, because it, like you're saying, I'll be like, okay, yeah, this sounds good. That could be done. It's a full idea, but it's not like that, wow, what is this track kind of vibe. But then resample the master, and then Portal, I recently got that, and that has been like my favorite thing the past couple of months now. So that, or throwing it into a granulator and just like making a 10-minute long mud pie or whatever, and then chopping that up and chopping those bits back in. And sometimes I'm like hesitant too, because I'm like, oh, I spent all this time like perfectly arranging this, but then it's like if you just mess around with that and chop stuff in, and then you're like, oh no, that sounds way better. Oh, like we're gonna roll with that. So yeah, mud pies is definitely that, and like just taking the time to do all those like little effects, like the sweeps and little impacts and little background splashes and effects and stuff are typically my last few things that I'll do there.
I'm so glad you said that, because mud pies and subtle ambience and effects, those are always the first things I have to bring up when somebody comes to me with this, because they're always, I guess mud pies aren't really unaddressed. They're a writing technique, but like effects get unaddressed all the time and just don't get given that like love and movement. And, it's just like one of those really easy things. As soon as you start incorporating from the start and thinking of it as equally important, it really just integrates that like last 5% into the writing process, and it's not as big of a thing. But that makes me so happy.
Yeah, I'm super glad you brought that up as well. Like literally, I think we even had a session together where we were working on finishing up a track for you, and you're like, how do I make this lead cooler? I was like, let's mud pie the lead too. Because everyone thinks like mud pie the bass to start, and then that was your mud pie. Like, nope.
All of the things. And then one of the things that I constantly try to impart on people too is like, all those mud pie sounds that you made, like I'm sure there's like a longer bass sound or something, like literally just drag a manual volume fade on one of those longer bass sounds, throw some reverb and EQ out the highs and lows, and make your sweeps out of the random mud pie bits you haven't used yet, because the texture of those sounds is going to fit the overall palette of the rest of the track, because it's like similar to everything that you've already used. And especially in music like yours, where like everything has a very cohesive vibe, you're not going to grab a spaceship taking off riser from a cymatics pack and throw it in your music and expect like that it's going to sound good. Like you have to take the basses out of the riser and go the other way.
Yeah, exactly. Like that is one of the things that I really think separates like an amateur sounding track from a pro sounding track. Like a pro will take what they already have in the song and create the parts that they don't have yet out of those pieces, so that everything feels really cohesive. When you're just grabbing stuff, random stuff from a sound library that it's not part of the same family and not part of the same palette of sounds. It's like a film has a consistent coloration all the way through, and a song should be the same. Like you're not going to have one scene that's like vibrant rainbow neon colors and then the next one that's like all blacks and purples and like super dark. Like that would be jarring. It's the same thing with a song. Like your palette should be your palette. Like you should think about the textures of everything that you're using and try and make them line up as much as possible so that nothing comes in. You're like, it's a little out of place.
What's up, humans? It's Luke, your friendly neighborhood trap Jesus. Thanks so much for watching the podcast, checking out our videos. We truly appreciate you. So, Rip Kenny, Tesco, and myself got you a gift. We made you a free sample pack. It's got basses, it's got FX, it's got crazy percussion and Foley sounds, and it's free. It's all yours. Just click the link in the description below. Also, make sure to hit that subscribe, hit that like button, and share this with your friends. We appreciate you. Peace out and peace among worlds.